Critical Bitcoin alert. Take action now to avoid potential risks. Right now, when things are starting to become a little chaotic, I think we need to pay the greatest attention. Right now, we've been hearing a great deal about collapses, fear, the downfall of the US currency, and other topics of interest. Nonetheless, I do think we are living through a really major turning point. So let's discuss what the value of Bitcoin is showing us. We are witnessing a minor decline. It's possible that these rounded tops occasionally give off a weak impression. Does Bitcoin need to retreat to certain levels then? We should discuss a few important topics. But in this video, I want to discuss an issue that's a bit more significant. We have seen a video clip of the President of China speaking to the President of Russia, essentially implying that a significant change that has not occurred in a century is about to occur. Additionally, the dollar's status as a reserve currency is at risk, as is the eventual collapse of the banking system. We'll discuss the whole thing today.
Welcome to Altcoin Heroes, your most reliable source of cryptocurrency news and predictions. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. We'll upload videos about the latest news, trends, and predictions in crypto. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you won't be missing out or left behind, and be updated.
We were basically staying in the upper CME futures gap on the Bitcoin CME futures chart, which was pretty exciting. We did narrow the distance. Now, keep in mind that initially, we had the first gap closed. We did come down and fix that, which is impressive. But when we surged back up, we actually made a second gap. And I've never encountered an event on the chart such as this one, when we closed the previous gap while simultaneously opening a new one. So, I am unsure of whether or not this is important. We're all kind of learning something from this. If that's actually the scenario, it does raise the chance of Bitcoin dropping to a price of roughly $20,300. Will we really sink to that level now? You'll notice that there are currently rounded tops, which sort of hint at their instability given the lack of irrational buying. Potential distribution corresponds to what we're experiencing. It is possible that we will return to $25,000 and retest this level if we are unable to break through this current trend. We clearly recognize the impact of the Terra Luna disaster since Bitcoin sharply declined. So, is it hard to get back to the ground and retest that? Absolutely not. So you might argue that the increase is still ongoing. So I wouldn't panic if Bitcoin dropped to certain of these levels near the CME futures gap. Ultimately, the goal is to have higher highs and relatively high lows. We currently have that in this more condensed era, not in the larger period. The worst scenario is what would happen if Bitcoin's value dropped all the way to $19,000 and then rose again in July. That is a potential scenario. Of course, keep in mind that somehow these patterns do give us these potential goals of between $52,000 and $58,000. So will Bitcoin ever reach $60,000? Analyst of the cryptocurrency business, Kevin Fenson, believe it is doable. This parabolic curve was the subject of his discussion. I am unable to confirm that we have returned to the bull's range, unfortunately. What, however, have we observed within all the chaos? At a 22% discount, MicroStrategy paid back its $205 million Silvergate loan. They paid $150 million for an additional 6,455 Bitcoins. Now, based on this, their average price per Bitcoin is roughly $29,817. However, what's been fascinating is the fact that we've been witnessing the Bitcoin hash rate just kind of rising nowadays. What is the source of this? Who is turning on all these mining machines, giving the network a significantly higher hash rate and a far greater level of security? In the overall scheme of things, something is happening. Someone out there is beginning to understand that Bitcoin is the real hotspot. Not to cause panic, but even the President of Kenya warns that those of you keeping dollars may soon experience losses because this market will change in a few weeks. You better do what you have to do. So, in that circumstance, To what do you turn? Gold? In light of this, it may be said that gold has been stabilizing for a while. It appears to be performing better than Bitcoin based on the chart. Realistically though, gold has only increased by a meager 2% from the 2011 peak to the current level. So, I perceive a huge potential cup and handle in the gold chart. In the end, this is bullish. That does indicate that the price of gold should rise. But this 2% increase over the course of holding gold since 2011, isn't that an extremely long time? Whereas, during the previous months, Bitcoin has literally increased by over 50%. Well, I can see how short-term volatility would be an issue, given that Bitcoin is still down 70% from its all-time high. But when we look back at the start of 2017, consider the lows. The low for Bitcoin at the start of 2017 was $1,900. The current Bitcoin low was $15,500. Therefore, there is a 15 times enormous disparity when compared to gold. But I'm also not advising against purchasing gold. Now, I know this is an exciting update, but before that, I just wanted to let you know that I would greatly appreciate it if you guys clicked on the like button and press the bell over there to turn on your notifications. Done? Alright then, let's continue. The fact that the US government owns more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy and Tesla put together is honestly quite shocking. They currently own 205,000 Bitcoin, which is well over 1% of the total amount that is currently in circulation because of all the seizures and criminal actions they've engaged over the years. Additionally, Wall Street Silver tweeted a CNN report, along with the warning if the US dollar's global supremacy erodes, US will face a reckoning like none before. At this point, it is important for us to realize how serious this issue is. In order to sort or comprehend the current situation and what is really happening, I just thought I would share this post with you and let you watch the video for yourself. So, the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency is what has given it its power. The US has recently taken several measures though, that may not have been the best for maintaining that status. And once more, this is from Fox. In essence, you have these two networks. And Dennis Porter's claim that the value of the dollar is falling quickly is discussed in this report. The only alternative for the USA might be to use Bitcoin. Will they carry it out? Would they really enter something that they knew they had no control over? Or will they continue to rely on their CBDCs and surveillance? Could that possibly be a solution to the issue? According to a report by Fox News, Russia will start substituting the Chinese yuan for dollars when making international payments. Saudi Arabia and Beijing are negotiating to take the same action. In the meantime, Saudi Arabia is in discussions with Iran about forming an economic partnership with Russia and China, and they may even join the BRICS nations, which are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. All of these nations have developing economies. What transpires then if the US economy and the US dollar cease to be the main global currencies? It's difficult to stress just how disastrous the US dollar losing its status as the world's reserve currency would be. According to former Assistant Treasury Secretary Monica Crowley, the dollar, which was initially backed by gold, has been the safest option since the end of World War II. Nevertheless, once President Nixon removed the gold standard, there has been no tangible asset supporting the dollar for the past 50 years. The United States' economic power might have also supported it. Furthermore, oil is always exchanged in US dollar. The US currency would cease to exist if that disappeared. Additionally, a new economic bloc being formed by China and other foes of the United States due to Biden's weakness, his attack on domestic energy production, and the Ukraine war has created a perfect storm. Now that we've reached this critical juncture, the only action that would take is for Saudi Arabia to confirm that they are only and willing to contemplate using other currencies to deal in oil. And if that happened, you'd have to deal with soaring inflation. But more significantly, the US would lose its position as the world's leading economy and superpower. They are putting everything in place, so they may later intervene by establishing central bank digital currencies. Your economic independence would be lost if they implemented that. And since the United States has currently a pilot program for it, the government would have complete access to whatever you purchase and sell and the power to abruptly stop it. Is now a good time to purchase Bitcoin? I'm afraid I can't provide you with financial advice about whether to acquire Bitcoin or not. However, I can tell you that Bitcoin is currently trading at a comparatively historical low CBBI level, meaning that the risk versus the possible reward of merely purchasing Bitcoin historically is excellent. Although, I'm not attempting to propagate misleading information. It could be better to simply get even just a little insurance in light of the likely rising global or national disaster. Now, let us know what you think. Leave your comments below. We appreciate you for staying till the end. Kindly click the like, subscribe, and notification bell icons if you enjoyed this video. Visit our channel for more coin predictions, Bitcoin, altcoins, and cryptocurrency videos. Have a great day, and see you in our next video.